I've got a few bits and bobs that I need to sort out today. I'm going to start off with these carrots. We've sown these in these little cells, multi-sown, to try and guarantee that we actually get something from each cell. The odd one has decided to fall over, so that's no good. But the majority are growing alright, and you can see they've started to get the first true leaf as well. And these particular ones are not regular carrots, they're round ones. And they're called Paris Market, so they grow to about the size of a golf ball. So that's the reason why we've put them in these cells, because we're not getting a long taproot. If you did this with regular carrots, they'd just spiral in that cell. And then if you tried to plant them on later, they'd be terrible carrots. But we thought, because these grow round, we might be able to start them off like this, get a bit of a jump on season. But because we put more than one seed in each cell, and most of the cells have had a couple come up, we need to get rid of some, because we only want one carrot per cell. And the only way to sort that out is to get rid of others by cutting them away. If you try and pull them out from these little cells, you'll end up pulling them all out or damage the roots on the one that you're trying to save. So it's better to just give them a snip with some sharp scissors. So that's what we're going to have to do. So a good example of these is these two that's together here. We've got this one, it's quite a nice one, and it's just getting its first true leaves. Next to it there's quite a small one, so that one has to go. So we're left with just that one good plant. A little bit further down we've got one there that's not looking very healthy, so again we'll get rid of that. So that row now has only got one in each cell, which is what we're looking for. And we'll basically just carry on all the way through this seed tree, doing the exact same thing. That is growing alright, but next to it, this one's bigger and it's got a true leaf on it, so that one has to go. So you can see the whole idea of what we're doing. These have only got one in, so that's perfect. This one has got two in, very small, but we'll still take that one away. And we'll do the same with all the rest. That's an healthier looking seedling right there than the other two. So, quick snip. And we'll get rid. And the only time doing this bothers me is when you get a couple that both look good. But one's got to go, so on this one it doesn't matter too much, except this one is starting to get two true leaves, so we'll get the one beside it and just take that away. It's a necessary evil. So these two, still good looking plants, but we'll get rid. And eventually, as we go through these, we'll end up with just one stronger seedling in each cell. Just make sure when you are doing this that you do get the best seedling. Again, all very small in this area. So what we'll do is we'll just take the one that's most central. And we'll just carry on doing this until everyone's done. And you'll have to do this in your beds as well, because it's very difficult to sow carrots with the proper spacing. So it's what we call thinning out, and it's just something that every gardener has to do. Otherwise you'll be growing them too close together, and as a result of that you're going to end up with smaller carrots. So we're about done with this tray. There's just this one left to do. That's quite a big one there, so, but so's the one beside it. So it is unfortunate, but we've got to pick one of those two. So I'm going to go with removing that one, and then we'll just straighten that one back up, and that's all those done. So we've got one carrot per cell. So they're all done, and now they can go back inside, and all we need to do is bottom water them so we don't knock these carrots over, because now we've only got one in each cell, so we best look after them. And we'll let them get a little bit bigger, and then we'll carefully move them on into somewhere just a little bit bigger, because we're not looking for huge round carrots, just small ones. Over this side we've also got that big trough, and that's been growing all the way through autumn and winter, and everything's getting to be a really good size now. Unfortunately they're very close together, so we've got to do exactly the same with that trough if we're going to get carrots of any size at all. So we'll have a look at that too. So we're trying to move in a little bit closer, and we can see right there that we've got a nice little carrot, but a tiny one growing next to it. So we'll take that out, we'll firm that down, and then we've got a little bit of a gap. And we're only looking for 1 inch or 2 between each carrot, so that is not bad. And then we need to carry on, take that one away, leave a gap, and again carry on all the way down this row, and eventually you'll get to that point where you've got quite a few bunched together, and that's decision time for you. So I'm just going to hold one down like that, and then just pull out the one next to it. You can either do that, or you can snip them with the scissors like you did before. And again, we've still got 2 there, so holding that one, remove that one. Just carry on down that row until you've got adequate spacing between all your plants. And if I push them this way a little, you'll see that we're starting to get a nice little bit of space. So there as well, take that one away, and we've got a couple of plants again together, but this one is quite a big one. So if we separate that, you can see that's a really good looking carrot plant. So there's a big bunch beside it, so we'll take away that bunch, holding the one next to it so we don't pull the wrong ones out. And now we've got a bit of a gap, another one right there, so we hold and pull, and you can see this space that we're now creating between each. They are a bit fiddly when you start off, but you'll get used to it. A bunch of carrots there, quite small. We'll move those away. And we'll let that little one beside it grow on a little. And just reseed them as you go as well. And you might have to go through a couple of times until you've got proper spacing. So now we're reaching a point where we're thinking every other one. They're slightly too close together, these. So we'll take that centre one away. Leaving that gap in between. Again, next to this one, the exact same thing. You're not always going to be able to keep the best looking carrot. It's better to have some half decent ones rather than none. So I'll just carry on down this row, taking out the carrots that I don't want. We've got two very close together there, and obviously one has got to go. In fact, there's three, so I'm going to take away those two and leave just that one. And again, same thing, move that, leave these. And the longer you leave this, the more difficult it's going to be to do. So don't do what I've just done and wait too long. You're just going to cause yourself problems. Small one. Not a bad size one, but not much or a gap. So we're still going to take away that one and stand those back up how they should be. I'm going to take both of those away. Reseat that carrot. And then we're nearly to end at first row. And this is a game of patience, so don't rush it, or you'll end up ruining all your carrots. So compared to this, we've now got a nice even spacing. So if we just have a look at what we've done, this is how they all started. Way too close together. And this is the row that we've just done. And we know that we've got good size between each carrot to allow them to swell as well as grow down. And although we've probably removed half the carrots that were in that row, we know we're going to get better size ones now because we've given ourselves that bit of extra spacing. So it seems a bit brutal when you spend all that time trying to grow these vegetables. But as I mentioned earlier, carrots are one of the worst things for trying to space out evenly when you direct sow your seeds. So that is something that you're always going to have to do with carrots. But that row's done. It didn't take long. And we know we've got some bigger carrots on the way. But if you wanted baby carrots, ones that you can drop straight into a stew after just a quick wash, then you can leave a row like that if you want and grow those on as baby carrots, and then you can just pull out bunches of them once they've reached the size that you want. That decision is entirely up to you. So I'm going to carry on, finish off this row, and then we know this container is all done, ready for that spring weather that we know is on its way. And then we can move on to another job. So as we go through February, we'll keep on top of all these little jobs that want doing, so that when it gets to that warmer time of year, we can concentrate on the things that we've not been able to start just yet. And if you want to see what they are, please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care.